Welcome home, family and fellow citizens of the African Order. I'm here with another video. And the topic of this discussion will be a freeway to nowhere. I talked about this a couple of times before, and right now it's coming to fruition. The construction of the I-375 freeway right here in Detroit City. It's the shortest freeway in the country, and it served no purpose but one: to destroy black independence. I-375 was built right on top of Black Bottom and Paradise Valley. Black Bottom was an area of blacks lived. It was a community of black people. It was torn down and replaced partially with Lafayette Park. The same thing they did in New York with a black community called Seneca Falls, New York. They tore that down and replaced it with Central Park. They replaced the black community with Lafayette Park and the remaining of I-375. Paradise Valley was also destroyed in place of the freeway. This was described as a black community with bowling alleys, hotels, lively bars, a few swank supper clubs, and a few greasy spoons. But, they were ours. This was a place for us where we lived, worked, entertained each other. It was a refuge from the area around us. These demons spent millions and millions of dollars to tear down our independence, just to force us back into this failed economic structure. I don't understand that. Why would you spend, other than just pure being evil? I mean, there's no other reason for it. Why would you tear down a resource that blacks are using to not burden themselves or anybody else and destroy it just to force them on welfare or in the businesses and industries of our oppressor? Other than being pure evil, what would be your motivation for doing that? Now they want to replace I-375 because, like I said, it was built with no purpose in mind other than destruction of black towns and businesses. Now they want to replace it with the boulevard at the cost of $1 trillion. My question is, where's the black leadership that you love? You know, these Negroes that's sitting up in power right now, if I could see this story coming in the news, they should have heard about this before it got to the news. But like I said, these are the leaders that you love and not the leaders that love you. They too busy forming marches, protests, demonstrations, not to restore black people, but to empower our oppressor. Because there haven't been not one social movement that you know of, and I'm including the Million Man March in this, that was solely meant to restore black independence by building our own businesses and industries. And I know some of you slaves out there is talking about, well, that's what Million Man March was about. Well, the Million Man March was about building black businesses and institutions. Where are they? I'm not even going to get into that. We can no longer do this. We cannot keep demonstrating, just like the I-375 was a freeway to nowhere, marching and protesting and demonstrating just to put power back into the hands of the people who took it from you is a demonstration leading nowhere. This is why the black social movement has been stagnant and a laughing stock ever since it's been around. If you look back upon the successes that these so-called black demonstrations have brought, it's a laughing stock. Well, if you listen to me, they won't be laughing no more. Governor Whitmer, Joe Biden, whose numbers is falling in the black community bad, his poll numbers is suffering, and Pete Buttigieg. Now, what do Pete Buttigieg got to do with this? Pete Buttigieg was elected the transportation secretary. He's the one when Joe Biden passed his infrastructure plan. He's the one who distributes the money to all the states. So all the bridges, freeways, pipes, whatever it is, Pete Buttigieg is the guy that deals the money out. We elected these fools with no demands, no mandates. And then you Negroes got the audacity to complain when they don't do anything for you. Once these fools get your vote and get in office, without these mandates, without these demands, without expectations, they don't owe you nothing. But they're going to show right back up in your face the next time when it's called for them to be reelected. And you fools going to answer the call again. This can change right now. You got 3 pens lined up. You got local government, which is Governor Whitmer. You got the federal government, which is Joe Biden. And you got Pete Buttigieg, who is not only the transportation secretary, but a spokesman for the LGBTQ plus community, who always claim allegiance with black and they struggle whenever it's convenient for them. Now is the time for us to put pressure on them, because if Pete Buttigieg comes to Michigan and want to restore or rebuild the area where I-375 is located, and he does not come to the new black leaders, not these old slaves, these old coons that's up in Black Leadership 9. If you don't come to the new black leaders and talk about restoring the businesses and industries that we had, this is going to shine a light. This is going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that these guys only align themselves with you only when it's convenient with them, and only when it can benefit them. They're never going to align themselves with black people, because the LGBTQ, their number one allegiance is gay. They will take anybody, black, white, Asian, Arab, whatever. If they're gay, they will suck them in and ride or die with them. If they don't come in here and talk about restoring the businesses and industries of black businesses, black industries, black schools, then when it come time for re-election, don't come asking for the black vote. If they can use our tax dollars to tear down our independence, our way of life, and not allow us to be the author of our future, our destiny, then at some point we must come together as a people and force them to make our tax dollars a priority in the restoration and liberation of our people. We cannot keep sitting back doing things that ends up leaving us just as vulnerable as we were prior to. Like I said, we got 3 major factors playing in our favor now. Governor Whitmer, Joe Biden, and the LGBTQ plus community. If we don't line these 3 fools up and knock down every last one of these pens to restore our people, then we were never serious about the restoration or empowerment of blacks to begin with. I'm going to end this video here, and if you like this message, please share it. And if you like this content, consider subscribing to this channel. And with this video, as with all my videos, it is for the complete liberation of my people, and I'll see you in my next message. Ashe.